Hi, and um, yeah, blessing others. Gosh, we think we're doing it, and we do it now and then, occasionally, but let's just be honest. We really focused about ourselves. What's in it for us? In a good way, not saying it's a bad thing, but um, it's often coming from a place of survival. What can I get out of the situation? How is it's a subliminal thing, it's a subconscious thing. So when you step into a group of people, you kind of like subconsciously thinking about your survival in the situation. It's not a conscious thing often, unless you're aware of it and you've done work in yourself and you know your landscape internally. But it's really about what we can get out of a situation, out of a job. When we having this, I went to I was looking for boxes, and I went to this big supermarket, this chain, massive chain, and they give it for free, moving boxes, and they give it for free. And I got there, with my trolley in hand, and I got to the place where they're compacting all the big boxes, and the guy, and at the same time another guy pulls up next to me, and he's also looking for boxes, you know and he instructs the worker to get him boxes. And it's this awkward moment, because we both awkward for him, not for me, because I was at that point, not I'm not always there, but I was at that point where I was in alignment, and I was just okay with everything. I was just that day where you're feeling it, everything's light and breezy, you're on a high, vibrationally. And so I was there that day, and I got there, and this guy, he was so focused on me, you know. And he looked at me, he was like, uh, and it was kind of like inching who's going to stand kind of ahead of the other, He was already, his movements were there. And everything about him was focused on, he's got to get these boxes and get out and to hell with everybody else. And I could see it coming from a mile away. So this guy, the worker, goes to the back, gets all these boxes, bringing it back. We're waiting 10 minutes. He comes back with this whole big story, and it's one trolley, and there's two of us. And this guy looks at me, he looks at the worker, and he says, "Well, I guess that's me sorted. Hey, good luck." And he turns around and he's cheers out of there. Okay. And it's not about I'm female and he's male and he's supposed to be chivalrous. And it's not about it's a gentlemanly thing to do from a gender perspective, allegedly. It's not about any of those things. It's about this person, this wonderful man, being so focused on his survival, on getting as much out of the situation as he can. And who knows how that followed him. I mean, I wish him the best, but who knows how that energy followed him around in the next day, in the next week, in the next month, in the next year. Me. Because when you do that, and when you focus only on yourself and not on other people, it tends to reveal itself. It reveals itself. You know this. It's not something I'm saying that's new. You know that you always somehow get shortchanged. You don't get the break. You don't get the lucky thing. You don't, others are getting ahead of you, and you're wondering why. Um, and that's because you're so focused on your survival internally. And don't feel bad about it. Your program, your dysfunctional program that we all have to some extent, a lot of us, 98% of the world, have it running to a large extent. We programmed that this world is not safe. And if we have a lucky break, we've got to catch it while we can, because it may not come around, because God knows I'm unlucky and my family's unlucky and great grandpappy was unlucky. And you've got all these stories to support how the government is doing you down, and how, it's dangerous out there, and you've got to make it while you can. So that's faulty thinking. That's effed up, okay? That's a survival paradigm. It has no place. Once you start moving up consciousness scale and you start realizing, hang on a second, Those are just stories that I gave myself and that society gave me and my upbringing gave me. And I started to believe it. And the ego started thinking that the ego is God and the ego is in charge. That makes you believe in that paradigm, that false paradigm. It's unconscious behavior. So when you get a chance, as you do ascension work, when you get a chance, as much as possible, you try. And it's a new thing for me to do it to this extent. Each day, by new I mean this past few years, this past few months has been, I'm taking the focus off myself, off me. What can I'm starting to build, to entrain my brain to think of other people. Not because the Bible said that, or the Quran said it, or the Bhagavad Gita, or not. No, those are man-made religions, man-made constructs. And there's a lot of guilt and other stuff that comes with that. So this is not what we're talking about at all. We're talking about a genuine recognition that we are all connected, we are all one. So your downfall is mine. Your win is mine. What you're going through, I empathize with. I naturally start writing better about you in my gratitude journal. The people I know, the people I'm having issues with, the people I don't know, the people in Ukraine, in Russia, in the Middle East. Can I hold a better thought about everyone that I know and that I don't know? Because we are one. It's the collective. So in the teachings of Ra, for example, the teaching is, how do you serve the one? How do you serve the greater good of all? And you can do it for selfish reasons in the beginning. You can do it for like, hey, I'm going to try this. Let me try this because this is the way reality creation works, and this is the way I'm going to get money, and this is the way I'm going to get nice things, and this is the way I'm going to get the great job and the great woman or man and the great health and whatever. You can do it for those reasons, and that's fine. Kid yourself. You can go in with whatever reason is going to work for you at that point in time. Because as you start doing it, something happens. It becomes genuine. It becomes authentic. And when it becomes authentic, those reasons, those iffy reasons you had for doing it, they fall away and authenticity takes place. So you don't have to worry if you're coming at it at a weird angle. Who cares? Do it anyway. And experience the results for yourself. Don't take my word for it. On this channel, don't take my word for it. Whatever I'm saying, test, and test again. Check out what you don't need at this point in time, and do it that way. But yeah, so I've been writing in my gratitude journal for, gosh, I think 2 decades now. I've got manuals, honestly, and I write, and it's been phenomenal. It's one of the gateways, one of the portals to get into the field, to get into a higher plane. It's critical. Gratitude opens up your heart, puts you in a higher level, and you manifest easily and you don't even want the things that you're getting anymore. The stuff that you're getting is neither here nor there. You'll see as you do this, you'll see the stuff that you thought you wanted. It's just neither here nor there. You're on a different plane, path. You're on your path, as I am on mine. And I would just write, and I've become extremely good at this, and I would write about what I'm grateful of, and especially when things don't go right in my life, I immediately say thank you. Immediately. It's so automatic now. I don't even blink an eye, and it just kind of like works itself out, And yes, there's a lot of learning curves for me, as with anybody else, but doing that is just incredible. So do that, right? And I noticed my writing started to change because it just came to me, like things will come to you, divine insights. And then I said to myself one day, without even saying to myself, really, I was just writing, and I started writing about other people. And instead of saying, thank you for this for me, it was about me. Thank you for this that happened to me. Thank you for this. Thank you for waking up in this great sheets. I had a great sleep. I had a great meal at this restaurant. I had a great experience with this waitress. I had it's me, me. It's still me, me, me. Then I started writing and saying thank you for this person. I want them to get what they want. I want them to be blessed. I want that country to have peace. And I then started that started evolving. And then I started, every time I write, every night I would start writing about someone else. Often not related to me, nothing to do with me, or someone I barely know, or someone I know very well, or, or someone I'm triggered with. And I always try, like, those people that trigger me and those people that get to me and those circumstances and things and companies and things that still, because I'm still a human, having a human experience and dealing with the ego like everybody else. I would often try to write about the person or the thing that's troubling me the most and bless them. And then something strange happens, because then your thought patterns, you literally, all of these things are literally rewiring your brain. They're rewiring your brain, and training your brain to your neural pathways. New neural tracks are being laid down. So the app on your phone, the faulty program, is being deleted, and this new app is taking its place, and that is what's happening here. You're replacing the app, the faulty app, and you're putting in the correct app. And the more and more you do it, that new app is, okay, this is the new app. You are not worthless. You are worthy. You are not of this disease or this ill health. Your natural state is health. You are that. You are wealth. You are love. You are lovable. You are creative. You are, all of these wonderful things. So you're starting to buy into a different thing. So when things go wrong, and when start things like, whatever in your life, the external loses its oomph. It's kind of like, whatever, this, it's what happened this morning is like kind of like old news, So just get into the habit when my bills come on my phone, my SMS from the bank to say that this debit order has gone off or this payment has gone off. I look at it and I'm so used to it. I'm like, oh, I bless this money, because it's going to come back to me 1,000-fold. Oh, I bless it on my phone. I bless it because it's going to come back to me as 1,000-fold. When I say thank you, I'm like, thank you. I no longer even say thank you anymore. I'm more like, I appreciate you, because when I appreciate you, I'm actually appreciating you economically. So I'm blessing you. The Uber guy dropped me off, and I could see he was struggling with his car. And in my mind, it was automatic. I was like, oh, I bless this guy. I bless this guy with a working car and a great business. I bless him. And it just becomes a natural thing. And when you do that, amazing things start happening. I spoke about the miracle that I received a few weeks ago. Amazing miracle. Things just start coming, and things that you had intended a while ago. Because when you do an intention, your intentions change, right? And your whole thing that you wanted this and you want it evolves, and that's natural. What you want changes as you change. So you're putting out these intentions all over the place, and it goes into this energetic soup of attraction. One of the things being attraction, and then what comes out is this thing, right? Based on all these things you've put there. So that's why you don't want to be married to that vision. You don't want to be married to what you thought you wanted. You want to just put it out there and then just forget about it, And that's really what's happening. That's what's happening, It's just going to come back to you and surprise you. And the reason why you want to stay on that frequency is because, that's how it works. That's how the system works. There's a system here, and it works a certain way. When you understand the system, you then can know how to create. Okay, bottom line. You know what you want to focus on. If you focus on that, you're going to get more of that. You focus on that, you're going to get more of that. It's simple. It's very simple, the equation, right? The difficulty is we forget the truth. We forget. We live in what they call the veil of consciousness, the illusion, right? We forget who we really are. We forget that we are the essence of God and all the power resides within us. We forget. So we lose ourselves in this illusion, But really, when you understand this whole thing, is the exciting thing that happens, okay? That is the exciting thing that happens. The miracles start unfolding. And to be honest, when it happens, it's like, the first one and the second one, and the third one's like, oh, it's kind of like normal. You want to get to that stage where it's like, okay, it's normal. It's expected for good things to happen to me. It's expected for miracles to happen to me. It's expected for opportunities to come my way. That's when you've done the work, because you no longer want those things so much. You're going for peace and creativity and passion, and you're no longer looking to take the credit for something, and you're no longer, you want to experience all the things. Like, I want to experience all the great things, but if I don't have it, I'm okay. That's the difference. That is the difference. I'm not so longer worried about my reputation, what people think of me, because I'm more focused inward and what I think about myself, So bless others. You'll be amazed. You will be amazed when you play that game. Even if you don't feel like you're being authentic about it, it's okay. Pretend, and then it'll start becoming a habit. With all these things, just pretend and let that become the new habit after a while of pretending. Not a big deal. You don't have to be this amazing saint from the get-go. That's not how it works. You're going to fall on your knees. You're going to fall on your heels. You're going to fall on the ground. And it's going to happen till you die. Don't be fazed. Okay? Bless others. I think that's it. What is that expression? Arigato. I forget the Japanese thing of I bless you. Please just put it in the comments, whoever, or message me privately. Yeah. I bless you.